Greetings, you people, this is Briarstone, and I welcome you back to the Dragon Knowledge portion of Skyrim Roguelike. This is for Nezark, our Redguard child who has the pilfery pickpocketing profession. The rags to riches story of episode 9, guys. This ought to be very, very fun. I hope so, anyway, and I hope it's fun to watch. Now, when I did the Dragon Knowledge, as you already know, if you've been watching the last few episodes where I actually did the Dragon Knowledge, the total perk soul cost for 2, it goes to my secondary attributes. Now, I only actually use that for 1, and that's this one here. That is the speech, which I think is pretty apropos. I mean, given the fact that this guy is going to start kind of low in speech. I mean, he is a child, so he's not really good at speaking, but he is going to get better at speaking because he's going to be doing a lot of bartering of sorts. He's going to be stealing things from people and selling it back to whoever will take it. And that's going to be how his speech increases. Now, that was the only secondary skill that I actually put a perk into. The rest of the perk souls went to the cost of 1, and they go into my primaries. And let's check that out, shall we? I actually put in, I think, a total of 3 into pickpocket, which is, well, that's sort of a given, right? You have light fingers. I have 2 in there, which gives me a pickpocketing bonus of 40%, depending on the item's weight and value. And then there's also the night thief, which gives me a plus 25% to pickpocket if the target is asleep. That gives me all the reason in the world to also put in some points into lockpicking, because if I can, well, where do people mostly sleep? Inside houses, right? Especially in cities and such. So if they're asleep, usually the doors are locked. So I'm going to have to pick those locks and get inside and see what they have in their buckets. Seems like a fun idea to me. Then you have novice locks. I put 1 actual point inside of here, so novice locks are much easier to pick. Oh, and I just darted way ahead there. Then there's the apprentice locks, so they're a little bit easier to pick as well. I don't know what the rest of these perks will end up doing. They look rather excellent though, so I hope I actually level up my lockpicking quickly as well. Then there's also sneak. Of course, I need sneak. Now, I didn't really need muffled movement. That just means that light armor, or from armor, all the noise is reduced by 50%. Our little child is not going to be wearing armor. He's only going to be wearing clothes. Okay? No armor, just clothes. Also, there's the backstab, which he's not going to be fighting, so he doesn't need that either. So I moved along, and I put 1 extra point inside of archery. And that's pretty much for the future. Unless you guys think that perhaps Nezark could use a bow and arrow as a child. I mean, he could technically go out and hunt some things and, you know, make some money a little bit more legit wise, but I'm not sure. The thing is whether or not I should be using a bow and arrow to attack enemies. Now, if I was to do that, the only thing I would actually say is that I have to get the initiative, I should say, and once combat actually starts, I have to run away. I mean, there's, you know, I can't. As a child, I mean, this guy is not a trained professional assassin. So, I mean, honestly, even the act of shooting somebody with his bow and arrow would be kind of traumatizing, and I don't think it would actually happen, not without some severe provocation. And I just don't see it happening. I just don't see that happening. But anyway, moving on. Restoration. I also put 1 point inside of restoration. And I'm thinking restoration is about the only skill that I can use as a child, you know, if I get really badly hurt. It's almost like bandaging myself. And then there's also illusion, which again, I don't think I'm going to be using any of those spells at all. I'm not even sure I have any of those spells anyway, but I dropped 1 in there just, you know, for the effect of when I become an adult, if I become an adult, we'll actually use illusion. So that's about it, guys. I hope that you agree with my choices here. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and whether or not you think this is actually going to be a very good way to do this particular episode. I hope so. And as you can tell, I have the little boy staring at some cheese, some bread, and some salmon. And you notice the little red letters, steal. Oh yes. he will. Look forward to the next chapter. Chapter 2 will be coming up on Monday, guys. Nezark is going to hopefully live a while and make some money. And who knows, he might buy a house and marry a damsel. We'll see what happens, guys. Stay tuned. Thank you. This is Briarstone signing out.